Drinking straws, coasters, bibs, and my personal favorite, SpongeBob ice cubes! Why? Money!
Alright guys, sound the epic alarm. SpongeBob is officially getting a spin-off.
Yes!
It's gonna be called Kamp Koral, SpongeBob's Under Years, and it's gonna star a 10-year-old SpongeBob at a summer camp. Also, from what we've seen of the third SpongeBob movie's trailer, it seems that that film is gonna be kind of a backdoor pilot to this series. Although I don't know why Kamp Koral is spelled differently in the movie than it is in the show's title. Also, the show is gonna be fully animated in CGI, which at first I really didn't like the idea of, but the screenshots actually look pretty good, except for the fact that Patrick has green eyes. Why? Something I'd like to mention is that Kamp Koral existing kind of goes against a lot of the show. Sandy at this point in time should be living in Texas and not even be underwater yet, given that there was an episode where SpongeBob actually met Sandy for the first time. I'm pretty sure SpongeBob never knew Squidward until they became neighbors. Also, I'm pretty sure that Squidward's supposed to be a bit older than SpongeBob. SpongeBob also introduced himself to Mr. Krabs in the first episode. Mr. Krabs did not know SpongeBob beforehand. There was also an episode where SpongeBob encountered Plankton for the first time. As you guys could probably guess, this information upset me a whole lot. I actually kind of had a mental breakdown, because as you guys know, I am very invested in the deep, complex lore of SpongeBob. Now I'm going to mention what's probably the most talked about aspect of this upcoming show: the controversy. After it was announced that SpongeBob would be getting spin-offs, former showrunner Paul Tibbitt publicly criticized Nickelodeon, saying Steven Hillenburg would have hated the idea. After this tweet sparked lots of outrage at Nickelodeon for even making this show, a 2009 interview of Steven Hillenburg resurfaced, where he basically says that he doesn't ever see a spin-off of SpongeBob happening. This originally looked really bad for Nickelodeon, given that the show was announced not too long after Steven Hillenburg died. It really looked like Nickelodeon waited for Steven Hillenburg to die so they could do this concept that they knew he wouldn't approve of. However, recently I've also seen information that Steven Hillenburg might have known about the project. I've looked into it a bit and I just don't know if it's conclusive either way right now. On Instagram, a script coordinator for Kamp Koral publicly said that Steven Hillenburg did in fact know about the show and Paul Tibbitt didn't really know what he's talking about. So I really don't know what to think. Either way, I think it's only fair to give the show the benefit of the doubt, given that there's no evidence that Steven Hillenburg didn't know about the show. I think a question we should actually ask right now is if the show's gonna be good. There's a good chance it'll turn out as a pretty decent show, but there's also problems with the idea in general. And I'm not just talking about going against the continuity of the show. Mr. Anner kind of put it best in his video about the situation. SpongeBob isn't really the kind of show that needs a spin-off. There aren't really that many concepts that you couldn't just do in the normal show. In fact, the show's on its 12th season and is still going. It's not going to be easy to come up with ideas that the show hasn't already done. There's already been multiple episodes about camping. There was also an episode about a summer camp, and that's just kind of a problem with the whole concept. How many ideas can you even really do? Overall, I'm not extremely excited for the show, but I'll give it a chance. I'm actually more interested by the other spin-off they're doing. Apparently, a Netflix original series about Squidward is going to be coming soon, and it's also going to be some sort of a musical or music related or something. And I'm not going to say that that's going to be perfect, but it's got my attention to say the least.
Bust your chops, bust them a lot, bust them for the plot and make sure it rots. Maybe that pop break, say, hey, this is a crazy take, oh yay. Like take off on a plane, it's a trick. Make sure that you don't rip off your dick. Either way, that's just a joke. Please don't yell at me, I'm not